Hey everybody, Mr. Eric Jenkins coming at you with a brand new video. Today we are going over our week 2 update video for the Criterion Challenge, where I'm challenging myself to watch 30 Criterion releases in 30 days. How's that challenge going? Not so well. Gonna be honest, not so well. This week I have a short stack of 3 films watched with an exception. We're asterisking Arsenic and Old Lace. I'll get into that in when that time comes. So technically only 2 films were watched. Life's been hectic. The school that I work at was on its last full week. Graduation for the seniors was happening. Had a lot of meetings with teachers about my students' progress and what to expect for next year. We've been doing a lot of stuff for graduation. So graduation, the day the ceremony happened, I was part of the graduation. We did a faculty thing afterwards. So, shouts out to you guys. You guys were awesome. But I didn't get home until like 11 something. And by the time I got home, I was like, I'm not watching David Lynch right now. There's no way. There's no way. And I've just been really tired. I also work another job, so I'm working 2 jobs, as well as I'm a volunteer for the Special Olympics, and we did have a Special Olympics event this week, informational session. So things been busy. It's been busy. But that being said, I still wanted to do an update video for you guys. I'm sorry that it is a day late. It is a day late, I will say. I usually upload these on Friday, shoot them either Thursday night going into Friday, get them uploaded for Friday, but Saturday night, I'm filming this video for you guys, so you're probably going to watch it Sunday, but the next one should be up Friday or Saturday. I'm going to put or Saturday just in case, but let's go over the potential watch list for the week, which has been submitted by you guys, which is awesome. So thank you guys for the recommendations. I love the comments and the recommendations in person from you guys. If you know who you are, you know who you are. I really appreciate it. So let's get down to brass tacks. What's on the menu for this week? I'm going to try it. We're trying it. We're going crazy with it. We're going to do the Come and See anti-war film paired with the circus. I plan on doing it this week because our official last day of school is Tuesday, the Tuesday coming up. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I don't have anything planned during the day. I don't start my full time at the shop until the following week. So I've got a couple days. We're doing double features, baby. We're going to do some double features, get called back up. So why not do this and this? It'll be wacky. It'll be fun. I'm going to have a great time. I'm not going to have a good time. I know Come and See is very rough, and I have to have a full tank of gas for it because it's a lot of watching faces. I know it's a lot of emotional stuff going on, so I'm going to get ready for it, though. We're going to have fun. We're having fun here. Only Angels Have Wings. Cary Grant. Been on a Cary Grant kick lately. We have Ikaru, Kurosawa joint from 52. Really interesting film from what I understand. I haven't seen it, but I know it's about like self-worth and what you put into your life. A lot of contemplation happens during that film, so I'm very excited about that. And then my main man, Mr. B, gave me 2 recommendations, very punk rock. Repo Man, sci-fi dystopian punk rock joint with Royal Tenenbaums. Kind of the opposite. But great films nonetheless. I've seen both of these, but it will be nice to rewatch them and polish up and see if I missed anything or can analyze something. So thank you all for the recommendations. Let's get to our feature presentations with the asterisk title, Arsenic and Old Lace, a 1944 play that then was adapted into film starring Cary Grant, loosely based on a Connecticut murder by Amy Archer Gilligan. So shouts out to you, girl, for poisoning people in your nursing home in Windsor, Connecticut. Keeping it classy. Arsenic and Old Lace, Frank Capra film. I loved It Happened One Night. Really enjoyed this. What I've seen of this film. I fell asleep during this film. And that's one of the biggest issues I've been having with this challenge, is staying awake, because I can only watch films during the evening time. My weekends are typically booked up until the evenings. And then also, like, I have to make sure I have, I'm awake. I'm fully awake to be able to analyze a lot of these films. I can't just throw on schlock right now, and it sucks because my halfway to Black Friday sale from Vinegar Syndrome came in, and I told my wife, I'm like, I just want to watch Roadhouse. I just want to watch a movie about a lawnmower that kills people over. And I can't do that. I gotta watch Kurosawa. I gotta watch the art stuff. I gotta watch Eraserhead. It's something I watched. I did it. But I wanted to watch all the stuff I got from Vinegar Syndrome. And I also have to shoot that unboxing too. So be on the lookout for that. If you like boutique stuff, boutique labels from Connecticut, check it out. It's going to be filmed soon. Maybe I'll put the link in the description when it's done, if you're checking this out later. But Arsenic Old Lace, back to this. Got about halfway through it, so I'm going to give you a half-assed, probably a quarter-assed because I half-assed everything, kind of review, synopsis of this film. Stars Cary Grant. His character is kind of a womanizer bachelor who finally gets married. And he wrote books on, like, F marriage, that sucks, and he's marrying the preacher's daughter, which is, like, also kind of, like, bizarre. But he's head over heels for this woman, and she's super excited, he's super excited, and he is talking with his aunts, who are, like, the most lovely people in the world, and he opens this, like, this linen chest, and he sees a dead body in there, and he's like, dude, there's a dead body in here. And the aunts are like, oh yeah, we know. We definitely know. Your cousin Teddy's on it, and there's like an Uncle Teddy who like thinks he's Teddy Roosevelt, which is pretty cool. He like runs up the stairs yelling, charge! And when he slams the door, like all the hands on the clock fall down, and everyone has to move them back up, and it's a really fun time. And I've known about this film for a little bit, because I've seen it happen one night, and I really enjoy screwball comedies, and I enjoy comedies in general, and I wanted to watch this for a while. And I know that there's a brother that is in this film who's like dead or insane, and I'm pretty sure he comes back in. He's on the cover, so I can only assume that. So I haven't gotten there yet because I fell asleep. So this is going to get an asterisk rating. It's going to be underneath the other two films because didn't finish it. I can't give you a full explanation, but I want to give you one next week. I just wanted to let you know that I watched some of it. Gotta be fair. Gotta be fair. Next up, we have a Cronenberg classic, 1981's Scanners. Really fun film. Smack dab between The Brood and Videodrome, which I think Videodrome is like top build for Cronenberg. Really fun sci-fi joint. Known for the crazy special effects in the film, and there's one scene in particular that a lot of people know about, and that kind of coined it for this film. Oh, Scanners, it's that giant head explosion movie. And weirdly enough, that part happens very early in the film, like 15 minutes in. Dude basically gets his head just telepathically explodes. Bill Dwyer himself out. But anyway, really fun film. Basic plot synopsis is that Cameron Vale gets kind of NPC dropped into this world, has no backstory, has no memory of anything, and he looks at this woman and gives her a seizure. So this like secret group of police come in and like arrest him, and they bring him to this place called Consec, where Dr. Ruth like injects him with this drug called ephemeral, which like calms him down, and he's able to like breathe easier, and Dr. Ruth's basically telling him, he's like, you're a scanner, Harry. He's like, you're able to do all these things. You're able to like read people's minds, change, like shapeshift, make them hurt themselves, make their brains implode. And you have to go after this group of bad scanners, because we have control of the good scanners. You need to take out the bad ones because they don't know about you. You're the outsider guy. So Daryl Revick is the leader of the bad scanners, and he's like anti-consec, and he's the one that made the dude's head explode. He's basically going after the good guys, and he's like trying to exterminate them and get rid of them altogether, so he can do what he needs to do. And I'll leave it at that. There is a lot of like family stuff going on, if you get my drift. Underlying themes of family, also talking about like pharmaceuticals and like the dependency of them, and there's a lot of cool themes happening here. There's a really cool part where he's like talking to a guy in a giant head, and he's like, the voice is inside my head, and then like yeah, it's funny because there's two dudes talking inside of a giant head. But really fun film. If you haven't seen it, definitely give it a watch. Goes smack dab in the middle, number 2 out of the 1 and asterisk. And last but not least, you've probably seen it because I showed it earlier in the video, David Lynch's feature-length debut, Eraserhead from 1977. This is considered a surrealist classic, and I agree. Full preface saying this, I was like sleep deprived watching this. I was exhausted. Watched it like super late into the evening, early in the morning, I should say, before school. And yeah, that probably altered the way I view this film. Being on this plane of existence, or being on this substance, or being over here, or being over there, might give you a different perception of this film. And also, another thing to add is I have seen this previously, but I was like really young, and I heard like, this is a great piece of cinema, like this is the best. And I watched it, and I'm like, the fuck is this? Like, what is going on? I did, however, enjoy the short films of David Lynch, which I had as well. And I think I just didn't understand what was going on, and I like couldn't wrap my head around it, so I rejected it. But the short films, I was like, okay, these are pieces of, this is an art piece. I'm supposed to like open my mind and like see what's happening. And I did like rewatching this as an adult in their 30s, really brought back memories of watching The Grandmother when I was like in my late teens. So, basic premise of this film, it's very sitcom-y. I'm gonna say that. If you're looking for like a genre, people will say it's sci-fi, it's bleak, dark comedy, it's just abstract art. I say it's it's anti-sitcom. If I were to put like a label on it, one of the sub-labels would be anti-sitcom, because there are some 50s and 60s just generic like sitcom lines and scenarios that basically line this whole film. The film starts out very abstract with the picture of Henry, big hair, and this like sperm thing shoots out of his mouth, and there's a guy pulling levers, and it's just zooming in, and then he's dropped in this like industrial like wasteland. It's very like just plumes of smoke and loud cranking of gears and wind and cars and trains, and it's a bash to the senses, especially the audio. But he goes to his apartment, and there's the cute girl across the hall, the Kramer of the film, and she's like, "Giddy up, you got a date, Jerry, you got a date." And she says, "You've got a phone call from your girlfriend. She wants to have dinner with you." And he goes into the room, and he contemplates going, and he ends up going to have dinner with his girlfriend's mother and father. So the first time meeting the mom and dad, which is a very big sitcom trope. And the dinner is awkward. There's some awkward conversation. There's a chicken that blood shoots out of it, and there's like very lingering scenes of just awkwardness. And that's what a lot of the film really kind of devolves around, is like high anxiety and just awkwardness. And turns out Mans is a dad. Henry is a dad to an alien figure. Kind of looks like the grandma from the chocolate episode of SpongeBob. But the girl and Henry go and attempt to raise this child, but the alien baby keeps screaming in the middle of the night, to where the girlfriend just leaves because she can't sleep, and it leaves Henry all alone to be a single father. And that's another sitcom premise, fatherhood, abandonment. A lot of these themes happen in 50s, 60s, and 70s sitcoms. And then it just goes off the rails where he's like thinking about the woman in the radiator and the woman across the hall, and the woman across the hall is dating this dude that looks like super slimy. And then he starts dreaming, and his like head falls off, and it becomes an eraser. And the girl in the radiator is like stomping sperm cells, and it's bizarre. If you like weird stuff, check this out. But my incoherent babblings at 10:30 at night can't do this film justice. If you like abstract art, if you've already had exposure to David Lynch, do yourself a favor and check this out. It's got some really, really great shots in here. Jack Nance, my favorite character from Twin Peaks, the she's dead fisherman, wrapped in plastic, plays Eraserhead in here, Henry. I should do a deep dive on this. I think this deserves more respect from me as a critic of film, and I would love to do a deep dive on this film. But this goes top spot for me. Top spot, number one. Ludicrous number one spot. And that's going to do it for this episode of the Criterion Challenge update. This was the second week, so thank you guys so much for checking this video out. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. Leave a comment down below with some recommendations. I do have an ever-growing stack of recommendations from y'all, and I'm very excited to dive into those. And I hope to see you guys in the next update. And if you're also a fan of Vinegar Syndrome and other boutique labels, I do plan on doing an unboxing. Once that is uploaded, the link will be in the description of this video, so hopefully in the next day or so I get both these videos uploaded to YouTube for you guys. But with that being said, I've got some films to watch. I got a challenge to conquer. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.